my pleasure to welcome you all to a very special occasion, the official launch of the reinstated scholarship program of the Anguilla Social Security Board, which today gains even deeper significance as it's renamed in honor of a remarkable woman of vision and service, Miss Anne J. Edwards Gomes. This morning, we gather not only to celebrate the revival of an important scholarship initiative, but also to honor a pioneering spirit of Miss Edwards, whose foresight led to its creation, her dedication to education, and her belief in the power of opportunity has helped to shape our lives and the students in the past. We will now continue to inspire generations to come. This year holds special significance to us at the Social Security Board as we celebrate the 45th anniversary of the Social Security Act, enacted on the 3rd of November, 1980. Today's launch ceremony is the first in a series of events honoring this historic milestone, leading up to Social Security Week of celebrations from the 2nd to the 8th of November 2025. It is both symbolic and appropriate that we begin by investing in education, because education is the foundation of empowerment, progress, and national development. On behalf of the Anguilla Social Security Board, I sincerely acknowledge and welcome warmly our distinguished guests, the Honorable Premier and Minister of Finance with responsibilities for Social Security, Mistress Cora Richardson Hodge, the Honorable Minister of Education, Mistress Shelia Rogers Webster, the Chief Education Officer, Mr. Brent Romney, the Chairwoman of the Social Security Board, Ms. Naveen Fleming, the Acting Director of the Social Security Board, Dr. Magdalene Lewis Webster, our honoree, Ms. Anne Edwards Gomes, board members, Social Security staff, education officials, special guests, and friends. We are truly delighted that you've joined us. Your presence embodies the shared belief that investing in our children is investing in Anguilla's future. Once again, welcome, and let us anticipate a morning of celebration, inspiration, and renewed dedication to building a legacy of learning and a future of empowerment. Thank you. Let us now stand for the national song led by our student representative, Ms. Alea Webster Robinson.
God bless Anguilla, nurture and keep her, noble and beauteous she stands midst the sea. O land of the happy, a heaven will make thee. Our lives and love we give unto thee. With heart and soul we'll build a nation proud, strong and free. We love her, hold her dear to our hearts for eternity. Let truth and right our banner be, we'll march ever on. Let truth and right our banner be, we'll march ever on. Mighty we'll make her, long may she prosper. God grant her leaders wisdom wisdom and grace. May glory and honor ever attend her. Firm shall she stand throughout every age. With heart and soul we'll build a nation proud, strong and free. We love her, hold her dear to our hearts for eternity. Let truth and right our banner be. We'll march ever on. Let truth and right our banner be. We'll march ever on.
Thank you so much, Alea. I will encourage persons to silence their phones, and I will now welcome Pastor Randy Earls Carty, the Deputy Principal Pastoral, to lead us in a word of prayer.
Good morning, everyone. Please stand as we pray this morning. Our Heavenly Father, we pause at this moment to acknowledge your presence and to give you thanks. Today we celebrate the reinstatement and renaming of this scholarship program. This is certainly a true testimony of your provision, your grace, and your faithfulness. We are grateful for the vision that birthed this initiative, for those who worked tirelessly to bring it back to life, and for the legacy it carries now under its new name. Lord, we ask you to bless the sponsor, all supporters, all partners, whose generosity and commitment have made this possible. We ask your special blessing upon the students who will benefit from this scholarship. May they be inspired to pursue excellence, grow in wisdom, and use their education to serve others and to contribute positively to our community and nation. Father, we ask this morning that this program stand as a beacon of hope, opportunity, and transformation for generations to come. Guide us with your wisdom, keep us united in purpose, and let this moment mark the beginning of even greater impact. We dedicate this launch and renaming ceremony to you. In the name of Jesus we pray. Amen.
Thank you, Pastor Randy, for that powerful prayer. We will now proceed with our remarks segment. This morning, you will hear from the voices that continue to guide and strengthen this partnership between education and Social Security. To officially commence today's proceedings, I invite the Honorable Minister of Education, Mistress Shelia Rogers Webster, to deliver her opening remarks.
Thank you very much, Malentia. Good morning, everyone. I wish to adopt the protocol that has already been established. It is truly an honor to stand before you this morning on this momentous occasion as we gather to celebrate the launch and the reinstatement of the scholarship program, and to pay tribute to the renaming of this initiative in honor of Mrs. Ann Edwards. Education is the cornerstone of progress, and the Social Security Board's vision, in collaboration with the Department of Education, exemplifies the commitment to ensuring that every child in Anguilla has the opportunity to learn, to grow, and to shape their full potential. Today, we simply do not launch the scholarship program. We reignite hope, opportunity, and possibility. This program is more than just a financial investment. It is an investment in the future of teachers, doctors, entrepreneurs, and leaders. It is a bridge for our young people to cross into brighter tomorrows. We also gather to honor the legacy of Mrs. Ann Edwards. Mrs. Edwards has a very special place in my heart. She was the first deputy principal that I operated under when we came into Campus B. I was one of the first students to come into Campus B. My memory of Mrs. Edwards is filled with discipline, love, and laughter. In addition to that, Mrs. Edwards came back into my life later on in her capacity as a member of Rotary, when she would have facilitated the opportunity for me to go to Wisconsin for the World Affairs Seminar. She would have gone beyond that. She would have negotiated for me to get a partial scholarship to that university. So, Mrs. Edwards, I want to put on record my sincerest gratitude for all that you have done in my education, career, and journey. Thank you. Mrs. Edwards' name is now etched into this particular initiative as a reminder that a life of sacrifice and service and dedication can inspire generations. She embodies the values of hard work, dedication, love, and resilience. It is only fitting that her name is now tied to this program that she helped to initiate so many years ago. To our students who may benefit from this scholarship, remember that with opportunity comes responsibility. You are the torchbearers of tomorrow. Strive for excellence, not just for yourselves, but your families and your communities. To the Anguilla Social Security Board, I commend you for this enduring partnership and your vision for the future. To Mr. Romney and the Education Department, we thank you as well for ensuring that this initiative could come back on stream. As we celebrate the board's 45th anniversary, let us be reminded that education remains the strongest foundation of national development. Together, let us all continue to build a legacy of learning and shape a future of empowered. Thank you, and may this scholarship program be a beacon of hope for generations to come. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister Rogers Webster, for that inspiring message. I'm now pleased to invite our chairwoman of the Social Security Board, Ms. Nadine Fleming.
Good morning, everyone. In May 2025, a motion was put before the board that a scholarship program which was facilitated by the Anguilla Social Security Board, sponsoring 2 children from the 6 government primary schools who are embarking on their secondary studies, be reinstated as at September 2025. Another motion was placed before the board that the scholarship be renamed the Ann J. Edwards Gums Scholarship Fund. Both motions were passed with unanimous vote. It was the board's view that Ann Edwards Gums was most fitting to have this honor due to her contribution to education here in Anguilla, and more so as the scholarship program was her baby, having brought the idea to the board of the day. Until 2023, we've seen around 400 students throughout Anguilla benefit from the vision of Ms. Edwards Gums to assist in empowering students with the tools they needed to shape their futures. Today, we are moving forward, not only paving a smoother path for the creation of a legacy of learning, thereby empowering the future of 12 deserving young people, but we are doing so honoring a trailblazer in education and other vital sectors in Anguilla. Ms. Edwards Gomes, you are deserving of this honor, and on behalf of the Anguilla Social Security Board, management, and staff, we salute you. Thank you for your past service, and we look forward to feeling your future impact on your country, Anguilla.
Thank you, Ms. Fleming, for those words of leadership and encouragement. We now invite the Chief Education Officer, Mr. Brent Romney.
I adopt the protocol already established and say good morning to everyone present. It is with immense pride and gratitude that I stand here today as we relaunch a program that has touched countless lives, the Anguilla Social Security Board Scholarship, now renamed the ASSB Ann Edwards ALHCS Scholarship Program. This moment is not just about restarting a scholarship. It is about honoring vision, compassion, and partnership. Years ago, when Miss Ann Edwards served as deputy principal at the Albina Lake Arch Comprehensive School, she approached the Anguilla Social Security Board with a simple but powerful idea that financial need, not just academic performance, should guide support for our students as they navigate secondary education. From that seed of wisdom grew a scholarship program that for more than a decade eased burdens, opened doors, and gave opportunities to students who may otherwise have struggled to continue their education. Though the program was paused in 2023, the board, in partnership with the Department of Education, has now reunited this noble initiative. And in renaming it the ASSB Ann Edwards ALHC Scholarship Program, we honor not only the students of today and tomorrow, but also the legacy of the remarkable woman who set this vision in motion. I want to express heartfelt gratitude to the Anguilla Social Security Board for their steadfast commitment then, now, and going forward. Through your generosity, you have not only supported students, but strengthened families, built resilience, and invested directly in Anguilla's future. For many of our young people, scholarships like these do more than provide needed resources. They affirm their worth, encourage their persistence, and remind them that their community believes in their potential. The Department of Education has adopted the theme for this year, positive collaboration toward better outcomes for all. Today's relaunch could not be a clearer example of that vision. This initiative is proof that when institutions, schools, and communities work hand in hand, the result is not just individual success, but a brighter, more equitable future for all. On a personal note, the decision to honor Ms. Edwards is profoundly fitting. As an administrator, she was a leader who always placed students' well-being at the heart of her work. I can attest to this personally. While I was a student at the ALHCS, and don't worry, the minister and me are not in the same age bracket, an incident involving my younger brother could have had a negative impact on me as a student leader at the time. But Ms. Edwards handled the matter with a level of grace and compassion that I will never forget. She did not ignore the potential consequences. Instead, she invited me privately into her office, sat me down, and spoke with care and wisdom. That is who she was: firm, understanding, and deeply committed to her students. She recognized that some, whether by oversight or indifference, sometimes fail to see that our students come to us carrying a wide range of needs, challenges, and circumstances. And she understood that our responsibility as educators and leaders is not only to teach, but to support, to listen, and to respond with compassion. So today, we salute Ms. Edwards. We salute her leadership, her foresight, and her unwavering dedication to the students of Anguilla. And as this scholarship program bears her name, may it continue to reflect her values and multiply her impact for generations to come. To the Anguilla Social Security Board, thank you for choosing to invest in our students and for showing yet again what positive collaboration toward better outcomes for all looks like in action. Thank you, and God bless you all.
Thank you, Mr. Romney, for your words of encouragement and dedication. We now take a moment for a cultural interlude by Island Skipper as we celebrate our heritage through the arts. My apologies, everyone. We're having some audio delays. So in the interim, I think we can just proceed until we can get the audio sorted out. We,
Good morning, my people of Anguilla. As a little boy, I faced plenty trials from someone close to me. Yet got deep with no joy. It damaged my sense of moral. When you called me dummy, said I won't reach far, thought it would help me, but but it left a scar. It broke my spirit fully. Maybe lost my way, but mommy told me, don't let what made you stray. So if they hurt you, let that pain push you to grow. Come what may. So find your strength like me. Let nobody bring you down. I forgive you, Daddy, for those words that made me frown. Don't be afraid to fail. Keep on fighting. Focus and you prevail. Every challenge will be challenge. You can beat the challenge. Rise above the challenge. No one can determine what you can do, but for the challenge. A child of the challenge, raised by the challenge. Challenge, nothing but challenge can stop me. Na, 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 na. Now I learn to pray and trust in God's love each and every day. God show me the way and lift me up from above. I am tapping reading today. Yes, I passed that test. Life had me stressed, but I did my best. I know I'm favored and blessed. What had me feeling less was shaping on my greatness. Thanks to Mom and my sister, what she just do. They help me now like do. If I did it, so can you. So find your strength like me. Let nobody bring you down. I forgive you, Daddy, for those words that made me frown. Don't be afraid to fail. Keep on fighting. Focus and you prevail. Every challenge will be challenge. You can beat the challenge. Rise above the challenge. No one can determine what you can do. Go for the challenge. A child of the challenge, raised by the challenge. Challenge, nothing but challenge can stop me. To the youth like me, do not give up on your goal. You can still succeed. Put your faith in the Almighty. He will restore your soul. And that's a guaranteed. Parents, please be kind. Help shape our hearts and mind. Guide us, don't destroy. We need love as your pride and joy. Every child feeling small, you still have strength to stand tall. You can overcome every challenge. Celebrate and make a difference. So find your strength like me. Let nobody bring you down. I forgive you, Daddy, for those words that made me frown. Don't be afraid to fail. Keep on fighting. Focus and you prevail. Every challenge will be challenge. You can beat the challenge. Rise above the challenge. No one can determine what you can do. Go for the challenge. A child of the challenge, raised by the challenge.
Challenge, nothing but challenge can't stop me. Challenges can't stop you.
Thank you, Island Skipper, for that excellent performance. Can we get another round of applause? We will now hear from the Acting Director of the Anguilla Social Security Board, Dr. Maglon Lewis Webster, who will give us an overview of the scholarship program.
Good morning. That's a big act to follow, and we should give him another round of applause. Awesome. Protocol already established. It should be still good morning, colleagues and honored guests. Welcome to this special occasion. We are here today, and as we said already, to relaunch and rename this proprietor scholarship as a celebration and commitment to Social Security's pledge to support children, education, and national development. The program started in 2002, some 23 years ago, and to date, the board has spent more than $500,000 EC in this program. The program has provided funding for at least 400 students. It was introduced during our 20th anniversary, and it was meant to last for only 5 years, its duration being the student's graduation from fifth form. However, in 2007, as part of the 25th anniversary, the board decided to continue the program for new cohorts every year, and it was named the Albina Lake Arch Comprehensive School Scholarship Program. In 2023, the program ended, as was said. It is appropriate today, as we celebrate another milestone year, 45 years of Social Security, since the signing of the Act in 1980, that we can stand here to relaunch and rename this scholarship. It gives me great pleasure to, well, it's already announced today that the Social Security Board scholarship, which has supported students for the past 23 years, is renamed in honor Miss Ann Edwards Gums, retired Deputy Principal. Miss Ann Edwards Gums, retired Deputy Principal, Albina Lake Arch Comprehensive School, Campus B, and a stalwart in the tourism sector as business owner of the well-known sedans in Sandy Ground. The decision to name the scholarship after Miss Edwards, as she is affectionately known, comes from the recognition that she championed this scholarship. As an educator, she impacted the lives of many students. In fact, she was my very fashionable, high-heeled Valley Secondary School English teacher, so a lot of generations ago, who instilled in our class the need to read and to read widely. She was known as a teacher who cared for underprivileged children, not only in her community of North Hill and Sandy Ground, but also in the school community. She had a passion for learning and education and demonstrated her commitment to education. So it was not only words, it was also demonstrated. When Ms. Edwards approached the board with this initiative, it was timely because the board's focus was on education for children and youth development, as well as sports and culture. The board's mission is to contribute to the quality of life in Anguilla through meaningful social security, community empowerment, and national impact initiatives. Ms. Edwards was ahead of her time because where else can these values be better realized than giving back to a child the opportunity for education? Right here in the Social Security Office, we have one of the success stories Our own staff member, Kamoy Garvey, our ICT technician, he benefited from this program. We were also able to extend the scholarship to him and to one other of our first recipients so that they could complete their sixth form education. The scholarship of 1,000 EC dollars is to provide uniforms and books for the students, then identified by the head teachers of the 6 government-owned primary schools through the education department. Now, to ensure the right children are the recipients of the scholarship, the education department consults with the Department of Social Development. The generosity and kindness of Ms. Edwards cannot go unstated. In 2002, when the program started and the budget was provided, the cost came in below the $1,000, estimated at around $800 for uniforms and books. Today, $1,000 may not even be enough to purchase the textbooks. That's something for the board to consider. At that time, there were no government school meals, and Ms. Edwards was quite adamant that the amount be kept at $1,000 so that the parents could use the extra money to get breakfast for the child or children. Today, we can applaud the education department for ensuring that this is no longer a concern, as there is the school feeding program and aesthetically built canteen facilities in most, if not all, of the schools. From the booklet that is circulating, a profile, Ann Edwards, 2004, Compliments of the Anguilla Social Security Board, we can see Ms. Edwards' story. A community-minded person, always advocating for children and their well-being, providing financial aid and encouragement to students. Naming this scholarship after Ms. Ann Edwards brings life to the values of the scholarship. The Social Security Board believes that education is a great contributor to social good. The scholarship provides a chance for children, an investment in their well-being, and a contribution to the future development of Anguilla. To the new recipients of the Ann Edwards Gums Albina Lake Hodge Comprehensive School Scholarship, you have been given an opportunity, so learn all you can. The conditions for continuing to receive the scholarship are good behavior and your best effort. Parents, encourage your children. And to those who do well, be like Miss Ann Edwards Gums, honor her legacy. Use your education to make a positive impact in your community and Anguilla. Advocate for a child. And with this, I want to just say thank you to Ms. Edwards. And I am so happy that you are here to receive this award today. I even dressed like you, chose my colors like you. So congratulations, best wishes.
Thank you, Dr. Lewis Webster, for that overview. Central to today's program is our recognition of Miss Ann J. Edwards Gums. She demonstrated foresight and passion by proposing this scholarship program to the Social Security Board over 20 years ago. Today, we honor her legacy. We now present a short tribute video entitled, Who is Ann Edwards? A Legacy of Education. And followed by this video, we will have some remarks by Ms. Edwards herself.
I met Miss Edwards when I was a first former at the then Valley Secondary School, and she was my English teacher at various points during high school. I can continue to say that she is an avid reader, and she was then. She always had a book, and I am a similar person, so she appreciated me for that. But over the years, Miss Edwards became more and more like an additional parent for me. So she opened up her home, not only me and my siblings, but many other children in Anguilla and even from neighboring islands.
I happened to be on what we call the senior management team when Miss Edwards was deputy principal of Campus B. And I can remember Miss Edwards for her elaborate organization when it comes to setting up a school, from staffing to what the children will be doing, let's say particularly during break time.
Miss Edwards, as you guys know her, I know her as Anne because we are family. We came from the same household. And she was like my big sister.
In Sandigong, she has a business. Back then it was called Sedans. It's now called the Edwards Inn. So in fact, our houses, Sedan is right next door to where I live, right? So in the early days, I knew her in terms of having run the business place. And I remember the dances that used to go on there on the Friday nights. It was a time when indeed she really looked out for the people in the community and making sure that they have something to do.
Anne was always this loving, caring person, and she was robust about it because she cared for you, and if she sees you doing something, she's gonna cuss you out. Ask you to go and do your studies instead of out playing.
She worked hard at developing some kind of reward system. She introduced a kind of merit award where she had the principal's list, deputy principal list, was for students who also performed well, but who did not make the principal list.
After my GCE exam, she lobbied tirelessly for me to obtain a scholarship to begin my tertiary studies.
My name is Anne J. Edwards Gums. Yes, I was very much interested in helping the primary schools because when they came to us at secondary school, they would be more prepared. If they had a need, we would deal with it, and so learning would be at a better advantage.
Education is much more than just being able to read and write. And students have the potential for so many things, but because of their situations at home, they will find it difficult in being able to get the necessary books, the resources that they may need to function at their best.
As the pastoral deputy, I was responsible for seeing that these kids coming from the primaries would be well attended and could settle properly. But then I noticed that some kids were having financial difficulties. And somehow I started going and visiting the parents' homes. And what I found out was that the parents were experiencing a lot of financial difficulties. And so I went over to Social Security and I told them about what I was seeing in the primary schools and if they could do anything to help the 5 schools. And after a while, it did happen. So I must say that Social Security has been doing their little part as a community provider. The young people in Angola, those that have been through the school system and probably didn't do as well as they shouldn't think that what they can offer is of no use, because I feel every one of these kids have a part to play in the development of Angola. So I would reach out to all the young people and tell them, don't despair, look for somebody who could help you to advance where you want to go and try and make it.
So we will now hear some words from Ms. Edwards Gomes herself.
Good morning, everyone. Allow me to follow the protocol that has been established. And I won't be very long because all the comments that have been aired this morning, it was so comforting to hear people say a lot of nice things about me. But first, let me say that when I graduated from Kefil campus, I always wanted to teach. Didn't know a single thing about teaching, but I did know that I love kids. And that is how I managed to develop as a teacher. It was only afterwards that I got a lot of training. But by then, I think the parents and the children knew that I was always for them. So before I go into anything, let me just call out some people who were there for me. I did not do all of this on my own. So first, I will talk about the work that Mr. Pickering did, the work that my friend, Mr. Fleming, right there in the background. Mr. Fleming was always there. Then I had teacher Joyce Richardson. I don't know if she's here this morning. And then I had Mr. Perry, my neighbor. So these were the people that gave me a lot of strength. Those that I did not call, just remember that you were still there. And I would have to say that I appreciated all the help. First, let me talk about the work that Michael Fleming and myself did. We were always worried about the children that could not do a lot of things for themselves because of financial and whatever difficulties they experience. And so Michael joined me and went over to Social Security as well. And he got a small sum of money so that he could go to Barbados to study how the halfway home was doing in Barbados. Because we were sitting and we were talking, I was saying that I read a booklet that talked about halfway homes. And I feel that we qualify to have a halfway home. So Mr. Fleming, I don't call him Michael, Mr. Fleming, he said, you know something, I feel strongly about this too. So he said, I'm going to do some research. And then we both saw where Barbados had something like a halfway home. And Mr. Fleming went to Barbados and he did his study and he came back. And then we had this big one-day conference in Shoal Bay at Alamanda Hotel. And I think the whole island, all the executives attended that halfway home, attended that conference that we had. And then we had Miss Mabel's corn soup that Mr. Watley said, asked me before, Miss Edwards, does this have any pork in it? Because I can't eat any pork. So I told him no, that Miss Mabel does not put pork in her pea soup or corn soup. And so we had this big pot of corn soup along with other little edibles. And we had the bank managers, we had people from Social Security, we had people from all different heads of departments, and we had a whole day of that conference. At the end of it, the bank said that they would help with financing anything that we might want to do. And quite a number of people said they would be committed. But after that, you know, things kind of, you know, dampened down a bit. But I feel today is the day where we can activate a lot of those interests that we had, because I won't touch on education. I would touch on social well-being. And I would say that we still need a lot of help. Looking at my daughter struggle to get her books together for her children, her 3 children. She is a doctor and still couldn't afford to get all these books. So a big problem. So I'm looking at my darling friend, Miss Premier, who I love a whole lot. And I'm going to say to her, please try and get your board to do something about financing in some way Coral Reef bookstores so that the children could get the books at a cheaper rate. Because right now the parents are really feeling it. Want those books, but can't afford to get them. So we know that as a mother, you will try your best. I also look at Miss Shelley, my darling, and I would say to her as your education minister that you will work with Miss Premier and that you will try and get things going for us. So today I am not going to be touching on anything different to the well-being of our children. The next thing that I want to really talk about is that even if you don't excel in terms of education, places like Cuba is open for children to go down there and do a lot of vocational preparations. My daughter went to Cuba and came back with a second language. Big plus. And when we visited, you see that people from Guyana and all the rest of the Caribbean islands, they were doing agriculture, they were doing drama, they were doing fishing, and they were doing quite a number of things that we do need here. And Cuba is allowing people from all over the Caribbean, even Africa, to come in and do a lot of training. When my daughter was in Cuba, the High Commission for the Caribbean, he was based in Guyana. I had it hard trying to find out how to get my daughter to college in Cuba. I had my 3 kids in America going to school, not because Anguilla didn't have good education, but I felt I could not afford to send them to college. So I was looking at the end game, not just the actual thing. So it isn't that Anguilans excel no matter where they go. We are wonderful people. So that's not the question. So when I wanted Tuana to get to Cuba, I could not afford to finance her either. So my cousin Seymour Hart helped me to get into the High Commission person in Guyana. And then when he visited Anguilla, he asked the government of Anguilla, why is it only this young lady in school in Cuba? If Anguilla doesn't realize that Cuba is offering free education, why Anguillians are not taking up that rule? So I'm throwing that out again to both of you, that when we were trying to find out why, people say, oh, Cuba don't have toilet paper, Cuba don't have this, Cuba don't have that. That is not true. They have everything. But it's up to you if you want to be educated. It has nothing to do with all the amenities. It's what you can get. So today, I'm saying thank you to the Social Security Board. What has happened today makes me feel very, very appreciated. And I really do love all the care and attention that Miss Rosanna Brown showed me. She said, Miss Edwards, make sure you make up your face, you know. So I said, okay, Miss Rosanna, I will do exactly as you say. I will do that. But you know, right now, Miss Edwards not really interested in how she look anymore. So that was it. So today, thank you, everybody. My booklet is a profile the last day that I spent at Campus B. And I would like to point out one person is Mrs. Quincy Agom's mom. Can't remember what her name is. But she came with flowers and a couple of things that last day. So instead of just leaving Campus B just like that, we had a
a big program that I didn't realize. And so this book is telling you some of the things that happened that last day. And so I would say thank you to all the people who contributed to my life. So thanks very much.
Thank you, Mr. Fleming. Thank you, Ms. Edwards, for sharing your inspiring journey and your reflection with us. We will now proceed with the official announcement and unveiling of the scholarship, new name. And to do this, I invite our chairwoman, Ms. Naveen Fleming, and the Chief Education Officer, Mr. Bren Romney. He will unveil the banner, and Ms. Fleming will present the plaque.
Ms. Edwards, Anne, when I met you, it was, I think, beyond your days of being an educator. I met you in different circumstances. However, I have often heard your name called whenever it was with respect to education, being an activist, being someone who had a great love for children and seeing children excel. So it's with pride that I stand here on behalf of the Anguilla Social Security Board and give to you this plaque. Sorry. Which is presented to you in recognition of your pioneering vision and unwavering commitment to education, which led to the establishment of the Anguilla Social Security Albina Lake Hodge Comprehensive School Scholarship Program. Your dedication has opened doors of opportunity, touched countless lives, and created a legacy of learning for generations of Anguillians. On the occasion of the launch of the AFB and J. Edwards ALHS Scholarship Program, today, 5th September 2025. Ladies and gentlemen, before I take my seat, I cannot let this morning's proceedings close without giving my heartfelt thanks to Mr. Bernard Watley. Mr. Watley is the chair of the PR Committee of Social Security. My next thank you is to Rosanna, Rosanna as being the secretary of the PR committee. She has acted as a lone star for quite some time, and we have now given her some help. And so, Rosanna, I say thank you for your years of dedication to making sure that Social Security continues to shine within the community. Mr. Watley, thank you for pulling all this together with your team. Molina, we have Kalnia, sorry, Tamara, and we also have Shakoy. So we say thank you on behalf, I say thank you on behalf of the board, and I'm sure everyone can say that it was a lovely morning.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and thank you, Mr. Romney. The true measure of a scholarship lies within the voices of those who benefited. So at this present moment, we will hear 3 testimonials from the recipients of this program. I will now invite Mrs. Trishina Hodge Johnson, Mr. Jermaine Hughes, and Mr. Kamoy Garvey.
Hi all, my name is Trishina Hodge Johnson, and I was one of the first set of students to receive a scholarship from the Anguilla Social Security Board when I attended the Ablina Lakearch Comprehensive Secondary School in 2002. This financial assistance has helped me purchase my textbooks as well as my school uniform throughout my 5 years of secondary education and upon my request, my 2 years in sixth form. I express great gratitude and thank you to the Anguilla Social Security Board. I would like to give great thanks to Rosanna Brown for reaching out to me, asking me to do this testimonial. I am very grateful. I would like to thank Ms. Ann Edwards for this wonderful initiative and for the Social Security and supporting her in this wonderful project. I give you thanks. I would like to thank my alma mater, the Morris Vanderbilt Primary School, particularly my grade 6 teacher at the time, Miss Ingrid Linton, and the head teacher at the time, Miss Renetta Foy. I give you great thanks. I will leave you with this advice. Do your best, keep thriving, keep focused. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. It's such a coincidence that I'm here talking about Social Security and Edwards Gum Scholarship. As just yesterday, my CEO and I was talking about support opportunities for local football players. And in that conversation, I mentioned this program. And within an hour of talking, Ms. Rosanna Brown contacted me about my past testimony about this program. I was a bit surprised because I just talked about it, and in myself, I was saying to myself that I couldn't say no, because as my mother always taught me, it's important to give thanks to those that supported me along my journey. The financial support back in 2008 helped to purchase books, uniforms, which played an important part in my foundation and helped me become the person I am today. Therefore, I wish to thank the Social Security Board, the Department of Education, and the Adrian T. Hazel Primary School for giving me the opportunity back then. I'm forever grateful, and I hope and pray this program continues for years to come. To the new scholarship recipients, I want you to remember this quote: your attitude determines your altitude, something that always has stuck with me throughout my life.
Thank you, Mr. Hughes. We will now have Mr. Garvey.
Morning, everyone. Um, I remember it was the summer of 2013 as I was preparing for high school, and my mother would have approached me and told me that I received a scholarship from the Social Security Board. I was surprised, but yet somewhat unbothered, as 12-year-olds would be, and I asked her what was the purpose of this scholarship. She told me it's a monetary scholarship to help me prepare for school. And she said that the money could have used for anything such as to purchase books, to purchase uniforms and other school supplies. But I asked for something different. I asked her if it was possible to purchase a laptop. She asked me, okay, why a laptop? And I said, well, seeing as I recently received a 3-month voucher from Flow to receive internet for the household, and I'm going to high school, I said it probably might be a great idea for me to receive a laptop, as this is something that would usually be outside of our budget. So she agreed. Yes, thankfully she agreed. School supplies, uniform, and books were always a given for me to receive for school, but seeing as a laptop was something a little more and outside of our budget, the scholarship has provided that opportunity for me to receive such. The purchasing of that laptop provided to be fruitful, as not only was I able to complete assignments and engage in research from the comfort of my home, but that laptop provided to be the stepping stones into a field that I continuously grow to love today, which is IT. While I definitely do not have that very laptop from all those years ago, the fact that I was able to purchase it due to the scholarship has been a blessing, especially for me in my circumstances at the time. Today I stand before you as an employee of the Anguilla Social Security Board in the position of an ICT technician. It's as if they knew. And it gives me much pleasure to see the reinstatement of this scholarship, which can benefit another child like myself back in 2013. I wish to give kudos and congratulations to the Anguilla Social Security Board for the reinstatement of the scholarship program. And I also want to congratulate and give a hearty thanks to Ms. Ann J. Edwards-Gums on the honor of being named after such a beneficial program, especially one that has benefited myself and hopefully for the future of Anguilla. Thank you.
That was truly remarkable. A full circle moment, actually. Thank you all for those inspiring and uplifting words. We will now invite representatives from the Anguilla Social Security Board to present the symbolic certificates to the officials and some officials from the Education Department. The emphasis of this ongoing partnership will help to shape the future of our children. I will now call upon Dr. Maglan Lewis Webster and Ms. Rosanna Brown from the Anguilla Social Security Board. I will call upon Dr. Trevor Hodge, the principal of the Albina Lake Hodge Comprehensive School, Mistress Susan Smith, the Education Officer Primary and Pre.
Good morning. Actually, we are presented a symbolic check in the amount of $12,000, $1,000 for each recipient, 2 from each primary school, public primary school. We have 6 public primary schools, so that's $12,000 that we are presenting today to Dr. Hodge and Mrs. Smith of the Education Department on behalf of the Social Security Board. Don't cash it.
As As we conclude this morning's proceedings, I now invite Ms. Rosanna Brown, the Public Relations Officer of the Anguilla Social Security Board, to deliver the closing remarks.
Thank you, Melinda. Good morning, all. What a wonderful morning this has been. Do you agree? Filled with celebration, reflection, and inspiration. Today, we have not only witnessed the reinstatement of the Albina Lake Hodge Comprehensive School Scholarship Program, but also the formal honoring of Mrs. Ann J. Webster Gums, whose vision and advocacy gave Edwards, where did Webster come from? Making sure you're listening. Mrs. Ann J. Edwards Gums, whose vision and advocacy gave birth to this initiative, as you've heard all morning, over 20 years ago. Mrs. Edwards, we thank you for sowing the seeds of opportunity that continue to bear fruit today. This event also signals the beginning of the 45th anniversary celebrations of the Anguilla Social Security Board. As you may have heard, on November 3rd, 1980, the Social Security Act was passed into law. Since then, the board has remained committed to improving the quality of life for all, protecting people, empowering communities, and building the future. As we count down to Social Security Week 2025, November 2nd to 8th, we are delighted to begin with education, because it is through education that we secure the promise of tomorrow. But this is only the beginning. The next steps are clear. In the coming weeks, the Social Security Board will host engagement sessions with the scholarship recipients and their parents at the Social Security Office to walk them through the expectations and benefits of the program. And we will continue to engage in public awareness to share information about the scholarship, highlight its impact, and honor the legacy of Ms. Edwards. This awareness will ensure that the community understands that your contributions benefit you, your children, and the future of all Anguilla. Before we close, I wish to express heartfelt thanks to all who made this launch a success. To our chairperson, Ms. Melinda Samuel, for your welcome remarks and so ably guiding today's program. To Alia Webster Robinson for her beautiful rendition of the national song. To Pastor Rondi Isles Carty, Deputy Principal Pastoral, for invoking God's presence. To our distinguished speakers, the Honorable Minister of Education, Mrs. Celia Webster Rogers Webster, the Chief Education Officer, Mr. Bren Romney, the Chairwoman of the SSB, Ms. Naveen Fleming, and the Acting Director of SSB, Dr. Magdalene Lewis Webster, for your words of vision and support. To Mrs. Edwards, for your enduring contribution and presence with us today. We're so happy you're able to make it. To our cultural performers, Island Skipper, for raising the level, the energy level in the room with that incredible, outstanding performance. And to our 1264 Island Boy, because there was only one boy we had today, it's usually two, Island Boy, for the steel pan music, who this added rhythm and warmth to our celebration. You'll hear more of it as we partake with the refreshments coming. To our former scholarship recipients, the video recording by Trishina, Jermaine, and Kamoy in person for sharing your powerful testimonies. To the Department of Education, principals, teachers, and other educational officials for your partnership and presence here today. And to the staff of the SSB and board members who continue to work hard to ensure that we improve the quality of life for all Anguilla. to Gilbert Gaff Fleming of Titanium Sound, and in Anguilla, and his team for the audio and live streaming of today's events. Media representatives for their attendance and coverage, Radio Anguilla, the Anguillian, KCN, Lloyd's Live, the government PR personnel, to the PRC, the Public Relations Committee, the members of the PRC, the Public Relations Committee of the Anguilla Social Security Board, led by Chairman Mr. Watley, and our team, Molentia, Tamara, Shakwai, myself, Kalnir, and missing is Kenelva. Thank you for working with me to ensure that today's event is a success. And to Carla Harris of the Education Department, the communication officer there, who was my partner in crime and who worked tirelessly behind the scenes for the Education Department with her team to ensure that today's event is a success. A true partnership between SSB and the DO, the Department of Education. Finally, to all our guests, thank you for joining us this morning to celebrate this milestone of legacy and learning, vision, and future. May we all leave here reminded that when we invest in education, we invest in nation building. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you, Ms. Brown. Ladies and gentlemen, today we witness both the revealing of the scholarship program and the beginning of the 45th anniversary celebrations of the Anguilla Social Security Board. It is fitting that we begin with education because investing in our children is the most reliable way to secure Anguilla's future. On behalf of the Anguilla Social Security Board and the Department of Education, I thank you for your presence. Please enjoy some light refreshments accompanied by the soothing songs of Steel Pan. Have a wonderful day and an enjoyable weekend.